Alright, well, she's out in the sun. We're gonna do the wire tuck. I've gotten into ripping it all apart and taking the dash out, and we're gonna move all the wires. So I bought CJ's wiring harness for my engine from the EF chassis to the B16, so we're gonna be installing that. But in order to do so, I gotta take the old janky harness out that somebody had built for the swap, and I learned by doing this just now that, well, let me show you the mess. I was sitting here cutting, chopping, trying to figure out how the hell I was gonna make this spaghetti mess work, because somebody was so sloppy about fucking rewiring this car, because there probably wasn't some awesome options like we have now for conversion harnesses. So, fixing the janky mess, I'm gonna actually end up pulling the entire harness back out of the car, unfortunately, but whatever, it's not that bad. I already got the dash out, as you can see, so I'm just gonna pull all the wiring out completely. We're gonna just go ahead and take the front off. We're gonna take the bumper, the lights, the fenders, all that shit out, so I can tuck the wiring properly and get rid of the headlight harness, basically. This right here, all that going up to the front, we're gonna run underneath the fender line on both sides, so it's a little cleaner. And I'm gonna make a little piece of plate that goes over that hole and weld it back into place, make this all super nice. And I'll just go ahead and use the old AC lines here for where my wires will come out nicely. And I'll rehang everything as we get back into place, but for now, she's gonna look a little messy until I get back together. And I'll make another video once it's all back together, but here's what I did figure out. Thank gosh I saved my entire old wiring harness before I did my swap. Or well, when I did it, I should say. I pulled all this out and I saved it. Good thinking on my part, because all that is to my original car before I swapped it. And so without any cuts or hacks in that harness, I realized that CJ's wiring harness, that's what it says on the yellow there, I'm not going to go into it, but he built this so that you can actually plug the damn thing straight into a couple spots. You got the main spot in the engine bay here to hook into. Okay, the rest of that is you got your wipers, you got your fuse block to hook up to, and then some old sensors that used to be. And then inside under the dash, there's the grommet that goes through the firewall. Right in underneath the dash, under the glove box, there should be these plugs. And, well, you can actually use these old plugs. I believe these are actually the computer plugs, what used to be. You use this bigger one and this big one, and you plug yourself back in to these. Okay, we're going to plug into those. That one and that one, all back to the original harnesses. And then this is going to go to our new computer, which I'm running a P72 with Honda. And then, with all that tucked inside, out of the way, out of sight, all we're going to see in the engine bay to the motor is just that tiny little bit. Isn't that beautiful? So, all sticking into the engine bay, just going to be that instead of all of that. And all that nasty wire loom. Yeah. Got the Sedan out in the sun. Beautiful day out here. Try to get a view out here and see everybody. Well, C4 everybody. Can't talk. Yeah, guys. This is what's going on. Got all my interior removed and out. Dash wasn't hard to pull out. Carpet. It all needs to be cleaned anyways before I put the car back together for the season. So, keep this kind of short. This is what I'm going through though and doing. Yeah, kind of tedious and fuckery, but that's what it takes to build race cars. I'm doing things. We're gonna make sure we have everything in place where we want it on the way back together. That way it's all nice and clean. By the time I get the dash back in here and the wiring harness in place, I won't have to fuck with it ever again. I'm pretty stoked about that, honestly. So, yeah, this is some old wires I had ran for a tachometer that is no more, so that's gonna come out. And we got garbage all through underneath there where the wire harness was just kind of rudely spliced together. So it's actually gonna be kind of nice to get rid of all the little splicings. That way we know damn well no electrical issues are gonna come from harness problems. We're gonna eliminate all that shit. So shout out to CJ's wiring harness. CJ, I don't know you, brother, but I appreciate the work you did on that harness, and we're gonna be showing it off all year long. I almost went through another brother, Reed. I kind of wish I could have went through him too, but it is what it is. Another brother had the CJ's harness there for smoking deal, so I picked it up. Yeah. Time's of the essence, so I'm gonna jump back off of here and rip my harness apart and stuff the car back together, hopefully before the day's over. I'll have the wiring harness back in the car. I'll make video again after I make progress. Peace, y'all.